In this video, we are going to be using ChatGPT to forecast the number of sales for Tesla. Now, keep in mind that there are so many other variables and factors that go into how many units you are going to sell. For example, there can be other variables such as supply chain issues. Maybe the marketing spend has been increased or decreased, and that is going to result in lower or higher sales and much more. So this forecast is probably not going to be 100% accurate. We are going to be using ChatGPT Noteable plugin, which lets you run Python and create visuals directly inside ChatGPT. Now, thank you so much for the love and nice comments I have received on my previous video about showing you how you can analyze data directly in ChatGPT, and it kind of blew up in terms of views. So I just wanted to say that I really do appreciate it and I'm happy that it was helpful. If you are interested in ChatGPT plugins, I have a whole playlist. I'm going to link it down below. Also, if you are interested in tech and AI, definitely subscribe down below. I post every single week. All right, let's get started. So in this video, we are going to be working with this data set. As you can see, we have year, we have the number of cars that they sold in each quarter. We then have a total column for the whole year. Now this data set goes just till 2022. And actually we do have the numbers already out for quarter number 1 in 2023. So we are actually going to be able to see how well this model is going to predict the number of cars sold. So stick till the end of the video to see how accurate this model was. All right, so the first thing we have to do is that we have to go to our Noteable app and we have to have a project created. If you click on the create button, you are going to be able to create a project, give it a name, and then you choose which space you want to locate it in, and then you hit create and your project is going to be created. I have already created the project. It's called ChatGPT Test. In this project, you are able to upload files. So as you can see, we can click here, and here you are able to just drag and drop your file and upload it directly to Noteable. This is important because we are going to refer this in our prompt. So I'm just going to copy the name of this file because we are going to need it later on. And then in ChatGPT, you simply go to GPT-4, plugins, and then you go and activate Noteable plugin. The Noteable plugin is going to enable you to run Python and create visualizations directly in ChatGPT. If you want to know how you can access and install Noteable directly in ChatGPT, I have a full video tutorial how you can do that. So make sure to check that out. I'm going to link it down below. All right, so we want to activate it with this check mark here. And then you want to write down a prompt that looks like this. Run a notebook that accesses the Tesla car sales CSV, retrieves the historical data for cars sold in each quarter, and uses an LSTM model to predict the outlook for the next 4 quarters. Now there is a lot of information in this prompt, so let's go one by one. The first one is the name of our file that we copied and pasted here. So that's the Tesla car sales CSV. The second thing is that we are going to be using something called LSTM model. Now don't panic because you don't have to have knowledge about how this works. In fact, I just learned about this for the first time 30 minutes ago. The LSTM stands for long short-term memory networks, used in the field of deep learning. It is a variety of recurrent neural networks that are capable of learning long-term dependencies, especially in sequence prediction problems. So this only shows you how insanely fast we are progressing with the AI, when I, who has no knowledge about deep learning and how this works, is actually going to perform it. And then thirdly, we write down the number of units that we want to make the prediction for. So in this case, we didn't write down the number of months because our data set is in quarters. So for the sake of this video, we decided to predict for the next 4 quarters. All right, and right now we just hit send. And as you can see, the plugin is used automatically. And this is because Noteable is enabled as a plugin in this current chat. You don't have to specify in our prompt to use the Noteable. It automatically knows that it should use this plugin. So it says, it seems like the Keras model is not installed in the current environment. We need to install it before proceeding. Let's install it using pip. So you don't even have to have knowledge which library you are going to be using. It will know that it has to have Keras model installed if we want to use the LTSM model. So it successfully installed it, and then second obstacle came in. It seems like the TensorFlow model which is dependency for Keras, is not installed in the current environment. So again, it just recognized that it needs TensorFlow model. It successfully installed it. And now that we have installed TensorFlow, let's try to import the necessary libraries again. So right now it proceeds with the necessary libraries that we will need to create the forecast. The cell is currently executing. Let's wait for it to finish. The necessary libraries have been successfully imported. Now let's load the data and take a look at it. You can now see that the data has been successfully loaded, and I'm not typing down anything right now. This is all happening automatically. If we go back to our project, we can see that a new notebook has been created, Tesla sales prediction. If we click on it, it automatically adds all the steps in our notebook. All right, so the data consists of the number of cars sold in each quarter for each year, along with the total number of cars sold in that year. Before we can use this data for our LSTM model, we need to pre-process it. This includes removing commas from numbers, converting the numbers to integers, and reshaping the data to fit the LSTM model's input requirements. Let's do that next. Alright, so it used the plugin once again, and then we got this message. I have started the process of creating a notebook to predict Tesla car sales using an LSTM model. Here is what I have done so far. I have successfully loaded the historical sales data from the Tesla car sales CSV file. The data includes the number of cars sold in each quarter for each year, along with the total number of cars sold in that year. I have pre-processed the data by removing commas from the numbers, converting the numbers to integers, and reshaping the data to fit the LSTM model's input requirements. I have also normalized the data using min-max scaler. The next steps would be to split the data into training and testing sets, create and train the LSTM model, and then use the model to predict the sales for the next 4 quarters. Unfortunately, I ran out of time before I could complete these steps. If you would like, I can continue working on this notebook to complete the prediction model. Let me know if you would like me to do that, or if there's anything else you need. So here you got a very comprehensive summary of what it has done, and it knows that it's running out of space because this message is actually getting long. You can see how many times the plugin has been used. So we would just need to let it continue. And instead of me regenerate the response, I am just simply going to open the chat once again. And you can see that right now we can continue. So here's a quick tip. So here what I did was that I just typed, please continue on the LSTM model for Tesla cars. And as you can see, the plugin has been started to be used once again. As you can see, there have been few errors, but each time automatically it's always trying to fix the error before moving to another step. So here, I don't even have to have knowledge about how you can fix this problem. So here, if you get an error in your notebook, it automatically is trying to fix it for you so it can continue. The function expects an array of 2 dimensions or less, but it's receiving an array of 3 dimensions. So it's then trying to reshape the arrays to 2 dimensions for us automatically. Then it found another error and it automatically fixed it using the plugin. And then we got to the conclusion, which is the LSTM model has been trained and the root mean squared error for the training and test sets have been calculated. The root mean squared error gives us a measure of how well the model is performing, with lower values indicating a better fit to the data. Here are the results. We have train score and then we have test score. These scores are quite high, which suggests that the model predictions are not very close to the actual values. This could be due to a number of factors such as the complexity of the model, the amount of data available, or the inherent unpredictability of the data. The next step would be to use the model to make predictions for the next 4 quarters. However, please note that given the high RMS scores, the predictions may not be very accurate. Would you like to proceed with making the predictions? So here you can see we got a high error, which suggests that the predictions might not be accurate. And as you can see, it makes sense because there are so many different factors that goes into predicting the sales of something, as well as you can see that the data set is quite small. But we are going to say, yes, please continue. And just like that, we actually got the results. So let's have a look at that. The LSTM model has made the following predictions for Tesla car sales in each quarter of 2023. Quarter 1, 2023, 343,706 cars. Quarter 2, 300,998 cars. Quarter 3, 268,284 cars. And quarter 4 in 2023, 241,599 cars. And then we have an important note here. Please note that these are just predictions and actual sales may vary. The model's predictions are based on historical sales data and do not take into account other factors that could influence future sales, such as changes in market conditions, Tesla's production capacity, or the overall demand for electric cars. But if you are wondering how well it did, we actually do have the numbers for Q1. We can see that they delivered 422,000 vehicles. So you can see that this model has not been accurate, and again, that is most likely because we don't have that many data points here. But it shows you how even me, who had no idea about deep learning and what LSTM model was 30 minutes ago, could actually produce this analysis using ChatGPT and Noteable plugin. Now we can also play with this so we can visualize it. So for example, we can write plot the data for the 2023 prediction. We can send this, and right now Noteable is going to use Python to create the visuals for us directly in ChatGPT. You can see that it's using matplotlib to visualize the data for us. And just like that, we got this visual here. As you can see, the model predicts a decrease in sales from Q1 to Q4. Please note that these are just predictions and actual sales may vary. Alright, I think that's it. If you learned something new in this video, then give this video a thumbs up. If you are interested in AI tech, then definitely subscribe down below. I post every single week. Thank you so much and have a great day.